So I would like to welcome you all to this session. My name is Robert Ntitima. I'm the program's manager at Coecsa, and it's always a privilege at this time of the year, every other year, to be part of this ceremony where we welcome the new fellows to the college. So without wasting much of the time, please get your cameras out. Make sure your camera is ready, because you may never capture this moment ever again. And shall we be outstanding and give a big round of applause to our 2023 graduating fellows? A big round of applause, please. This is the only African conference where I will never let women do what African women do when they are celebrating. Exactly. See, I was right. My doctors don't do such things more often. Thank you. We can please take our seats. And our graduates today are joined by the members of the Coecsa Senate, which is the body that has the authority to admit or not admit fellows. So, guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a great opportunity to be here this morning. As a college, we have continued to make some very significant strides in advancing our education and training agenda. As you are aware, last year, Coecsa admitted the first Coecsa trained fellows or ophthalmology specialists. 4 of them graduated, and it's the first time that as a college we had our own trained fellows being admitted. The good news is that this year again, that number has continued to grow. Amongst the 26 fellows that will be admitted to the college today, we have 2 who are also Coecsa trained fellows from the Rwanda International Institute of Ophthalmology, which is a huge milestone for the college. I'm glad to report that now we have more Coecsa fellows being trained in Zimbabwe and also another institution in Kenya, more teaching in Liverpool Hospital, as the college continues to grow. Another huge milestone to mention before we proceed with the program is that the college now has, for the first time this year, developed and administered its own written examinations. Coecsa Part 1A, the basic sciences, Coecsa Part 1B, which is optics and refraction, and also our own written clinical ophthalmology exam. And I'm glad to announce that now Coecsa gives you a complete pathway to becoming an ophthalmologist if you are trained in a Coecsa accredited institution. And that is a great milestone for us this year as a college. So, our first ever exam that was written in June, we had quite a very good response, and a total of 28 passed the optics and refraction, so it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So everyone can do it. We had 23 that also passed the basic sciences, and 13 passed the clinical ophthalmology exam. And I'd like to encourage all those that would like to become fellows of Coecsa that now this is the only pathway for you to become a fellow of the college. So encourage your residents, encourage any other ophthalmologists that would like to be part of this big Coecsa family to please take some time out and do our online exams. You can write them anywhere around. You don't need to travel to Coecsa to come and sit the exams. So please, let's continue growing the Coecsa family as we continue growing as a college. Thank you very much. So, I now want to call upon the guest of honor and the president of Coecsa, who will be joined by members of the Coecsa College Senate to please come forward and confer the fellowship award to the new fellows. I now hand over to Dr. Matembe, who is representing our Secretary General, to please proceed with the formalities of the admission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Robert. And thank you very much, Senate. As you've been told, I've been given a job that belongs to somebody else. So I'm also going through an exam. I would like to invite the guest of honor, His Excellency Deputy Governor Francis Toya, the President of the College of Coecsa, and the Senate members who are here to join our team as we call. What will follow as they come is I'll call the names of the graduating fellows who are being admitted, and when I call you, you come up. Where's Robert? Oh, yes, come. As they come up, you will receive your certificate, and then you walk on and make a line here in that order before we administer the oath. From there, the President will declare what he needs to declare, whether he says yes, you go in or you go out, that will be his prerogative. So you will be passing with here and if again want to do this, you remove it. So please. Fine. So that's without taking much time. Allow me to call Dr. Arnold Shango Mukayel, who is graduating in absentia. Dr. Audrey Mwashilemo, who is also graduating in absentia from Tanzania. Dr. Bartholomew Paul, who is also in absentia, graduating from Tanzania. Allow me to call Dr. Catherine Makunja, who is present here. Let's appreciate them as they come, please. As she comes, may I have Dr. Dennis Ivonikiwa. Allow me to pronounce Dr. Edin Mbombo from Tanzania, graduating in absentia. Dr. Elioti Yohana Mataya from Tanzania, also graduating in absentia. Dr. Fabeni Harun Sway, also graduating in absentia from Tanzania. Dr. Franz Mutesi. Allow me to call Dr. Chaula Nicholas Benedicto. We'll also proceed on Dr. Florence Mutesi, she's come on. Dr. Heaven Knight Masuki, graduating in absentia. Dr. Hussein Janira, present here. Dr. Justin Rosa Imamizo, graduating in absentia. Dr. Maria Kisanga, graduating in absentia. Dr. Mariam Nyangwana, graduating also in absentia from Tanzania. Dr. Matthew Chinza, graduating in absentia. Dr. Michael Cabano, also graduating in absentia. Dr. Neema Matanda Moshi is present here. Dr. Sakalem Kasamani, also present here. Dr. Sophia Gomba, who is also present here. Dr. Stephen Nyamsaya, who is representing absentia from Tanzania. Dr. Yusta Mtongo, representing in absentia from Tanzania. And Dr. Agnes Wangeshi Wangombe, present here. Dr. David Ngabo, present here. Dr. Eli Zewaze, also present here. And Dr. Nadia Kamba Salim, also present here. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate them. Now, may I ask you all graduates to turn and face soon to be thoughts. As we celebrate you this day, we take on the fact that it has taken a lot of energy to get where you are. But just before we say welcome completely, I must be sure that you will be respectful and honorable to the college and the fellows. So for your paper to guide you on the oath, as I read it, there's a space when I say I, you need to mention your name because I'm not saying for you, and then you follow the rest of the words. Eventually, I'll have the president come and declare what he needs to declare after that. Fine, let's proceed on. You raise your right hand up. And as I go, I, you mention your name. So I, do solemnly, continue after me, do solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will at all times do all within my powers to promote the objectives, reputation, honor, and dignity of the College of Ophthalmology of Eastern, Central and Southern Africa and its fellows. That I will observe the provisions of the laws, regulations and code of ethics of the College of Ophthalmologists, as it may be enforced from time to time. That I obey every lawful summons issued by the order of the college, having no reasonable excuse to the contrary, and I will make this, so I make this solemn declaration, honestly promising to adhere to its terms. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
You are now officially declared Coecsa fellows. With all the rights and privileges. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Robert, you're going to secrets. Do we have them proceed out? We have them sit on the post here now. Please come and give us guidance.
Now ask the fellows underline. I said, we now ask the fellows to kindly proceed and take their seats.
front of us is seated. Deputy Governor, just to give you a brief, this room is full of eye experts. You can see that the eye looks small, but the people are big. It's a representation of the whole world. We have Africa, the all sectors of earth, from north, east, west, south, central, and we also have Europe represented, Asia represented, America is represented here. We are very honored that you made time to be with us, and we know that your diary is busy. For you to make time for us, we really appreciate that. So my job here is to invite the Head of Eye Services Division in Kenya, Dr. Gishangi, to make his few remarks, and then invite Dr. Korea. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Mr. Francis Doya, the Deputy Governor of Mombasa, President of Coecsa, Professor John Kurukie, Dr. Korir, all delegates, and all protocol observed. I am Dr. Michael Gishangi, as you all know. I bring greetings from the Ministry of Health, National Government, to the delegates and participants of this 10th Coecsa Congress. Your Excellency, I wish to state that annually in the region, the East, Central and Southern Africa, we have such gathering, and it is not just limited to the region, it eventually spills to the whole of Africa and to the whole world. That's why the room is so full. And the idea is to share knowledge, skills and practices for purposes of improving the quality of service that we deliver to our population, be it in Kenya or any other part of the world. In addition to that, as a college, we normally graduate young doctors, young ophthalmologists who we train because we have in mind that you need a skilled workforce to be able to deliver quality eye care services. And the agenda in all this is to achieve universal health coverage. It is not universal health coverage until we are able to serve all the population in all their needs. Thank you very much. I wish to invite Dr. Korir, my younger brother, to come and make his remarks and proceed on with the rest.
Thank you, Dr. Gishangi. Deputy Governor, Mombasa County, His Excellency Francis Doya, the Coecsa President, Dr. John Kurinkie, Dr. Gishangi, present government officials, colleagues, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Frederick Korir. I am the retiring chairman of the Ophthalmological Society of Kenya. We had our elections last night in our AGM, and we have a new president, Dr. Kibata, who is finally. He's at the right at the back. They are very busy. He is also the chairman of the Congress. My job is very simple, and it's to welcome you to Mombasa. On behalf of all ophthalmologists in Kenya, under the umbrella body Ophthalmological Society of Kenya, who we are privileged this year to hold the 10th Coecsa Congress, I'd like to welcome you to Mombasa City. Mombasa City is the oldest city in Kenya. It dates 900 AD, and we are located at the Indian Ocean on the east coast of Africa. And it is a melting point of many cultures. Arabs, Bantus, Indians, and you'll experience this with our cuisine, our dressing, and actually the Swahili language was born in the East African coast, right here. So I welcome you after the Congress, after enjoying the science. Please go enjoy the science, the sun, and socialize and our sun. We're privileged to host this week a lot of Coecsa activities in Mombasa. And this started right from Friday last week. We held the Coecsa exams, which carried through the entire weekend. And then beginning Monday, we had international ocular surface disease specialists here, the International Society of Ocular Oncology. They had a meeting and they finalized it yesterday. We held a joint session together, and then we continued with the Coecsa Congress. So it's been a buzz of activities for Mombasa this week. So Mr. Deputy Governor, it's a true honor for Mombasa to be hosting this many people. We were just chatting with some of my friends yesterday who were just wondering if anybody had an eye problem right now in the Coecsa region. It would really be a problem. And the truth is, yesterday at 10:30, I had to go remove a foreign body of a patient in the eye because the whole day he couldn't find anyone. So it's, as I said, we've milked everyone here. It just shows you how much attractive this forum is to educate, to increase our knowledge, and we do this every year. So before I welcome the president of Coecsa, I just want to thank the organizers under the incoming chair, Dr. Kibata, who is the chair of this particular Congress. They've done very good work organizing it. The scientific committee chair, Dr. Dorothy Mutie, who has been putting all this scientific content together. We had a lot of abstracts and we had trouble actually getting content that we can squeeze into this particular time. So it's been very exciting and vibrant participation from the attendees and the speakers. I'd also like to thank the logistics committee under Dr. Mokaya, and she's somewhere very busy making sure that everything works. So these are the teams that have worked. And the retiring council, I thank you very much for your support over the years. I thank all the sponsors for making this possible. And I thank you for making and taking time from your busy schedules to travel to come to Mombasa. I know it is expensive and the time away from your patients is quite something. So I hope that we'll be able to deliver what you have come for. And thank you, and karibu Mombasa. Now I'd like to welcome the president of Coecsa, Dr. John Turikie, to make his remarks. And then after that, we will have the Coecsa graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Our chief guest, His Excellency Francis Toya, the Deputy Governor of the County of Mombasa, Coecsa Council members, Coecsa fellows and members, African Ophthalmology Council presidents, speakers, delegates, exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Welcome to the 10th Coecsa Annual Scientific Congress, held in Mombasa from the 23rd to 25th August 2023. I take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee, ably led by Dr. Kibata, and the whole team for this fabulous venue and the robust scientific program. Our chief guest, the College of Ophthalmology of Eastern, Central and Southern Africa, is currently comprised of 12 countries, and many more are coming on board if we speed up the process of accepting membership. Every year, as Dr. Kishani said, we meet in a different country among the members, and it's a time for us to discuss, to teach, to learn, and to encourage one another to move forward with our quest for prevention of blindness in the region. This conference has always been a big platform for fostering collaboration among the healthcare workers, networking, long-lasting partnerships, and that's where we celebrate our achievements, address our challenges, and chart a course for a more inclusive and accessible eye care landscape in the continent. We would like to take this opportunity to learn from one another, to embrace innovative practices, and to collectively lead our field towards new horizons. Hence the theme for this year. For the second year in a row, we combined our exams with the Congress. The Lighthouse for Christ Eye Center in Mombasa was the host for the first time for a very successful exam, which we are going to see the products immediately after the opening ceremony of our graduation. This will be the norm going forward, and our next one will be in Zimbabwe next year. Exam being in Harare and our Congress being at Victoria Falls. This is our growth, this is part of our growth and our maturity as a college, and this is an important milestone in our life as a college. I thank you all for your attention, and I take this opportunity to invite our guests, our chief guest, to give us his opening remarks and to officially open this 10th Congress of Coecsa. Thank you.
The President of Coecsa, the Chairman of OSK, Dr. Coril, our brother from the national government, and particularly the State Department of Health, Dr. Changi, government officials, eye doctors. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Francis Toya, the Deputy Governor, County Government of Mombasa. First, I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Mombasa. Karibuni sana Mombasa. At the same time, also bring warm regards from His Excellency the Governor, who would have loved to be here, but for reasons well beyond his control, is unable to be here. So he has asked me to represent him in this occasion. Let me also reiterate that this presents a good opportunity for the eye doctors to actually share knowledge, exchange experience, and network. But of course, one of the major things that confront us every day is always the demand for quality eye services. And I believe as you congregate here, you have that ample opportunity to exchange between each other, share experience, and this will go in a long way to enhance quality eye services out there. But I was listening again just as I was coming in. The demand for eye services is increasing, and how we cascade it down to the community will become critical into the future. So I'm very sure that you'll have a lot of opportunity to share in terms of how this will happen. So I wish not to talk much because I'm not an expert on eye-related matters. So mine will be to wish you fruitful discussions as you stay in Mombasa. I hope you'll also have time to sample the hospitality within the county of Mombasa. As you've been informed, we have the sandy beaches, and of course you'll have an opportunity to travel around to sample our cuisine. I wish not to add. I think I'll end it at that point, and to wish you fruitful discussions. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Just being reminded that there is something cardinal I've not done. And if I don't do it, it will indeed be that you came in here, you did everything, but you never concluded the process. So I also want to take this opportunity to officially declare the 10th Coecsa Scientific Conference officially open.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yeah, of course, we would have sneaked into the city and never said hello if you didn't say welcome. So we sincerely appreciate you giving us welcome. Protocol deserves that I announce that the next session is the graduation of our graduates, and I'm requesting that you remain seated for a few minutes while the Senate walks out, and I propose itself and prepares the team to come in, so that we can proceed in and come in. Robert, let's take over.
So we're free to stretch for at least 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Coecsa is big, but we have representation from Tanzania, Rwanda, and Kenya. They'll just introduce themselves briefly and then we'll have a few questions for them. Please.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Dr. Christopher Mombasa. Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Christopher Mombasa. I am a junior ophthalmologist from Tanzania. I'm working in Uganda Medical Center as a lecturer from Coecsa, Catholic University of Allied Health Sciences in Tanzania. And I have 8 years of practice as an ophthalmologist. My main interest in clinical research, and I've done a couple of clinical research, plus one innovative research. Probably I'll talk later when we are talking.
My name is Shik Matenge, and I don't know if I'm Kenyan or Rwandan because I'm a bit confused about the name. It's good that the language of Rwanda is called Kinyarwanda. So, yeah. So I run a residency program in Rwanda, and
is for Dr. Nyamera. And with this interesting, in your experience, what are the enablers of research in the Coecsa region? What allows us to do research?
Thank you very much. So yes, we do research. One of the enablers is our diversity. So diversity in terms of environment, communities, and also the people involved in their efforts and their expertise. So that means research areas, those nuances allow us to plug in, check whatever criteria is required. So these are spaces in which many of us can work. And also the second thing is we have just massive, some people with different experiences who can role model as well as motivate or mentor other people. I would say this is something else.
Dr. Christopher, you said you're starting out. Have any of these things been helped you? Have you used any of these facets available to you for research?
The answer is yes. And I'm going to say it. The first standard I published, it was about speech. And with that standard, we depend on the expertise that we have. Like then, there was the Tamakupa who was here, so he's a consultant, they can remember us. So we need to keep in place. That's good chance to research how we are setting the diversity, where coming from, what are being done. And another thing is, still despite the number of expertise we have in our region, still a lot are not being done. So we find there is a lot we need to do so that it can be out and be published out.
Maybe Christopher has mentioned there's a lot that still needs to be done. Any pointers for the young researchers here who maybe are saying, I want to get into research, but everything has been done? Where do I start?
No, nothing, almost nothing has been done in our region. So I went into research not because I love research, but sometimes you do research for different reasons. So my first research project was as part of my MLed in Nairobi University. I did it because I had to. I hated it, yeah. And I remember I did something on ocular manifestations of rheumatoid arthritis. It was so boring. And I just wanted that book accepted, and because I needed to tick that box in order to pass as an ophthalmologist. But the second time I went into research, I was motivated to do research, and I think that it's important to have those predisposing factors that make you want to do the research. And this was, I was studying in London, and I needed to get an idea for research. And I said, I want to look at vitamin A deficiency in prisoners. And I remember Alan Foster saying, forget it. I tried to do something like that in Tanzania, and they will never allow you to go into prison. And I said, but I really want to do this study because I keep being taught about xerophthalmia in babies. I have never seen xerophthalmia in a baby. But I see it every day in prisoners being brought to the eye clinic in Nakuru. And I'm curious, why are these prisoners having melting corneas? So for me, that was the predisposing factor. And I think it's really important to do research that you're interested in. I needed an answer to that question. There was a dilemma in my clinic. And much as I was at UCL then, they thought you will never do this thing. I thought I will, because these are my patients. And it was really hard to navigate to the correctional services in Nakuru to allow me to go into the maximum security and I became almost, attracted to those prisoners. But I did a really good study, and I got a distinction, and I was surprised. But it's because I was motivated, it was my study. So I think that's what I would tell the young ones. Start with something that answers a question that you have. Then you will enjoy the research, even if it's in difficult circumstances.
Where anything else to tell our young aspiring researchers or what you're interested in as a first thing?
Yes, so also the champions, the local champions in various fields, could be doing small item of research, could be reading a paper that has been published, it could be attending a meeting like this and hear the experience and what Professor Shiva was saying, and that interests you. So the networks around us are also an important source of motivation and guidance. There's a lot to be done in this kind of
Christopher and Ashley mentioned mentorship and efforts. So as a start, there are 3 faces in front of you. During tea break, lunch break, please have a chat with one of them. They might launch you onto the next phase of your career. So networks are really important, and I think that's something we need to start building in Africa, and we need to start building it with our own. We really appreciate outside help, but I think it's time we started growing our own help as well. So in terms of that, what resources do you think are available for researchers in the region to tap into? Nyawera, to start with you?
Yes. Thanks so much. So there is a lot of resources that are available. And so we need to ask what resources does one need in order to conduct her research. So there's personal resources, but also institutional resources, the environment around us. I would say now I know there are a lot of resources we don't get to know about, and yet they are available. Even funding is a lot. But besides funding, just knowing the expertise that is available for guidance, a very important resource, getting to find out who has done what in this area, and just a telephone call, and they will give some guidance about it. So then next is to know the capacity of institutions. So for example, finding a statistician or an economist or someone to advise on that. I may not have, not one myself, but I think the institutions around us, that is then for funding, there is funding. I talk about the main ones that we say, now even what is available, and don't get to take advantage of it to apply for it. Some are small grants that you could apply for, and a grant to attend a conference, something to publish a paper. They are available, some of them are online, but because we don't know what platforms to check, then we don't get to know. So like there is a platform called Beeline, Research Beeline, about the publisher of the synthesize all the records from other places, and they bring them on, and if you get to check frequently, you are able to tell what is available. There are the industry players that also fund, but you have to know how to approach them. But they are present, even in the local setup. Not very, it's possible. Even government sources, as well as private sector sources. Like we have in every country a national research fund, and I found that large, though it's not a lot, it still goes and they're utilized. So what I would say is there are resources, but there's a gap in knowing where those resources are and how to take advantage of it. So the conversation is more of how do I find out.
So Christopher, when you were doing your research, how did you get the resources for that? What was your experience?
So, as the previous speaker said, actually have diversity of resources. So now, for me, I can imagine the first research, which was to fulfill the MD requirement. But as they say, all the research are connected. So that research actually we're looking for innovation of the use of food. And there actually the main instrument that we are looking for it was an instrument, the phone with the application. That was the resource so that we could meet funds to buy it. But another resource is it was patients. They were available, the identification to the research. And about expertise, they were experts, the seniors who are looking for me. And they supported me on how to collect data and guidance. Then it came the issue of application, which also it was like an amazing real stuff. But also there are people around to show you just how you can manuscript and publish. And so on top of that also we have this our local, because they say check it is at home. We have our local journal that we can publish and have your materials to come back. Because this research, they usually help us to solve something.
Any actual pointers? So we have one website, the Beeline. Anywhere else where someone can do calls? I know what's ringing in everybody's mind first is funding. So let's get that one off the table. So where can we get funding to do this question that's bugging me? I really want to answer it. I need to know where to start looking for funding.
So I guess first you have to know who has the money. And usually in our area, the money is in the hands of NGOs. That's the truth. If you want to tap into money from NGOs, you have to be a solution to a problem they have. So a lot of NGOs are running programs and things are either working very well or not well, and they want to understand why did this work or why did this not work. So if somehow you can design your research to be of benefit to that NGO, then NGOs should be willing to fund people in our region to answer those questions for you, because your programs are in our region. Sometimes what we see is NGOs will go out to bring people to do the research in the work we are doing. Yeah. So that is one thing I would say. But in terms of resources, what I found I was lacking most was not money but skills. They are doing research. There are another resource is the skills to do the data analysis, like you said. Sometimes we are not taught that, and we don't take it seriously even when we are taught. And suddenly you have the data and you don't know what to do with it. So recently I did a randomized trial looking at using artificial intelligence for diabetic retinopathy screening. And it was the first time I had to register a clinical trial. Nobody teaches you that when you're studying ophthalmology. And you have to find the registry, you have to find, it was such a long process. And had I tried to do that previously, probably it would have been really difficult for me. So the skills, the easiest way to get the skills is to go to school. So I'm really grateful for the course I did, the MSc course, because it's those additional skills in epidemiology and statistics that I value and I use a lot. It's not the trachoma that I learned there. So if you get an opportunity to go to school to learn, and the course you're doing has a research component, it will teach you how to do those things. I had to do advanced stats again when I went for my PhD, and you find those things a nuisance until you have your data. And then you find, oh, thank God, I was taught how to do this. Now, when you don't have the skills, like I didn't have skills for this randomized trial, but fortunately, I was honest with whoever funded the data collection. I said, I don't know how to analyze an RCT. And they brought me a statistician, because at that stage, everybody wants you to analyze what you've collected. So I guess those who fund research should be aware that there are steps beyond data collection. Sometimes you get funding just to do the research. Actually, those bits that come afterwards are what needs to be funded, and it's really important, including publication, as Christopher said. Publication these days, most places you have to pay, and it's frustrating for the young ophthalmologists because they get stuck. Yeah.
Thank you. So that's the process after we've done our data collection. Some of us are still like, okay, now I know where to look for money. I have this same direction. So maybe Nyawera, if you would let us know a little bit about maybe writing proposals or how to get people on our corner to get this funding forward.
Okay, thank you. So the first is to say yes, it appears very daunting, very complex, and time consuming, and it is doable. So where do we start? So you have an idea, and you know you want to write an application, get the funding, but usually there is that protocol that you need to write. First question you want is, are you writing? What expertise is available? You may not do everything, but and also you know they have to do everything alone. There is a lot of interest in interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary partnership. So who would you bring onto your corner to help you as you write it? So you might need to set up a team, but you need to carefully consider the payment for a particular reason. And then also check the requirements. So for example, I might know I want to write this document, but somebody else is going to read it, so it must be clear. So I need to be clear first what I want to do, so that I can write something that somebody else can read with clarity. And how do you get that clarity? Because at the beginning you are uncertain about what you want to do. You know, I went around the I know it's about access. I'm not so sure how to do it. But when I share it with that team, so in other peers, you know, they ask me questions, then I read the literature as well, and then we get clarity. So I want to say, you need to as you do this, few number, but you make people, and the more you discuss it, you get clearer, and you understand what is required. There are templates for writing, so that is not a problem. The templates that say this section, but as you write, and somebody reads it, they can tell you this section, you didn't bring this out very clear. So I would say peer review is an important aspect of writing and also helps you to get clarity.
Christopher, do you have anything to add in that respect? Just helping them start off their journey?
Just to encourage them, first of all, we have said just to have an idea, then share, and whoever participates in that study or in that research need to be recognized and appreciated.
So, we have an idea, we have some funding, we are writing our proposals, and we are hopefully collecting our data. Maybe we're kind of working this backwards. So, how do we get people to be interested in research in this room? So, some of us have questions playing in our head, but we don't think that that's researchable, if there's such a word. Because, I mean, I'm a clinician, I sit in a clinic, I see patients. Therefore, I cannot possibly be doing research. Research is reading literature review and doing RCTs, as far as some of us are concerned. Are there any areas we think are unexplored or underexplored that you could just give pointers in? This might be something you'll be interested in picking up. If you could start with Chico.
I think there are very many. For the last 2 days, I've been attending the Ophthalmology Congress upstairs. And this is the first time that Congress has come to Africa. And there is no data from Africa. When people had to report, like, what is your mortality progression of glaucoma, what methods of treatment are you using, and all the information came as PowerPoint slides, yet from other regions it's coming as publications. And yet, like for Kenya, which has an excellent program, that information exists as student dissertations. Yeah. So, first of all, we need to publish what we already have. And now that I'm running a residency program, I graduated my first cohort last year, and 4 of them wrote excellent. They wrote 4 papers, and I really feel a bit guilty that they haven't reached publication yet. And they are publishable, it's publishable research. So I think first we need to bring together all the research we've done and publish it, because that will encourage those who did it to want to do more. And the onus is on us older ones to hold the hands of those young ones and publish. And not to publish and not to include them, yeah? That used to be a trend some years back where your supervisors publish on your behalf. So I think if we start there, we will first of all have an idea of which fields are people interested in, and we'll have a lot of publications out there, and then we build from that. That's about it.
Okay, so I think everybody who's done their net, I'm sure there's a book somewhere gathering dust that can be dusted off. We have Coecsa in the region. I know everybody wants to publish in Nature and yeah. It might be a while before we're up there. So if we can start off with Coecsa, that's a good place to start. Okay, it's a journal. You get your work out there, and it does have a wide circulation around the Coecsa region. I think that's a good place to start off. Nyawera, anything else to stimulate our young researchers?
Yeah, I would say having collaboration. Even small, you can say, let's write this. Let's look at this area. It helps because we grow together, we achieve much together. So I know most of the time we do, like in school, for academic purposes, we do individual projects. But as we in practice, it's an area as a team in a department, in a hospital, we can do together, such that if I am seeing number of people, they have some skills that will help others generate, and they are able to go on to the next generation. So a team approach is important, and it doesn't have to be a very big research. And we are also saying it can be epidemiological, it can be health system research, there are many kinds of research. So, but it can all be done together and makes it easier, and we can do that one another.
Christopher, anything to add?
So, basically, I believe it is not a rocket science. It's everything that we do every day. So, what we need just to make a team, what we have said, and to document what we are doing every day. For a resident program, we usually have been a habit. We publish once, as Professor said. It's a requirement for the we are one of the master degree. But so, as a resident program, we can start from case to case, while you are learning the process. Then as you go, then you reach at the point you can have a series. That's what I can say.
So we have a few minutes. I would like to open the floor. You can have 2, maximum 3 burning questions. Okay. Okay, let's start off at the front again. So hold on. Hands up, let me see if we can accommodate all the questions. Okay, we can keep the questions. So if we can keep the questions brief so that we can accommodate all 6 questions, I think we will manage within the time we have allotted. So let's start off here at the front.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can you talk a little bit more about the Journal of Coecsa, a little bit more about the journal and any other African ophthalmology journals? And also, are there any ophthalmology physician-owned NGOs? Ophthalmologist physician-owned NGOs?
I think for Coecsa, maybe she could best. I would have had, I don't know, in the room, you would be the best placed person to speak about that, but it's not. So,
Yeah. So Coecsa is the journal of the College of Ophthalmology of East and Central Africa. And I remember that Professor Choksi, who's here, was very instrumental in starting that journal, and she used to really push us. That boring project I had that was actually published by her in that journal, and she really had to push me to publish. It's kind of had peaks, and it comes alive, it dies. It comes alive, it dies. I'm not sure where it is today. But it is our responsibility in this region to make that journal vibrant. And sometimes these days when I'm publishing and I'm trying to decide where do I publish, I'm now maybe old enough to think, okay, let me publish in an African journal. And sometimes my co-authors will be like, no, yeah, don't publish there, you want visibility, yeah. But who's going to give our journals visibility if not us? So 2 years ago, I published a paper about the RAB in Rwanda, and for me it was a really interesting paper because it was about how Rwanda took a RAB result and made policies for eye health out of the RAB result. I think that's really good. We do research and we hope that there'll be some policy changes from that research. And I thought, this is an African problem and an African solution. I'm going to publish in an African journal. And I decided to publish in AVRI, which is a journal out of South Africa. And some of my co-authors were not so happy with that decision, but publishing is hard work. So also don't choose a journal where it's really hard to get published. But I'm kind of disappointed by what happened with that paper, because it's true, AVRI is not maybe a very high-profile journal. But I think in the world of Vision 2020 and all these big global things we talk about, that's a really important paper. But it's hardly ever cited. But sometimes we publish something that is not very relevant to our situation, but because you publish in ophthalmology, then it's always being cited and you feel good about that. So we are struggling to make Coecsa vibrant, and it is our responsibility to publish in it. And with a journal, you need to keep it alive. So, just publish whatever you have. But every time you have a lull of about 6 months, the journal dies. So that's what I know about Coecsa.
Can it be open access? Is it open access?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. So question on NGO, maybe Naura, do you happen to know? I personally do not know of any NGO, at least in Kenya, that is physician or ophthalmologist.
Real.
Yes, I don't know whether I've seen a physician, just I've seen two of them. When the issues of leadership and management, but I'm not seeing one. I'm not aware of it, but they could be that they are not aware about it. Yes, I just to add a point on Coecsa. Yes, I've also published in Coecsa, and I also always constantly feel this I must publish in Coecsa. So the choice, as has been said, we have to be, what are we doing? We have to grow Coecsa. Also, we have to reach the audience, because when you publish a paper, there's the audience that you need to reach. Now, but we have to read the paper ourselves, because if we publish it and we're not reading it, then it doesn't reach, because some of us might read the international journals and the Lancet more than Coecsa. The second thing we have to do is support with peer review. So you give your papers, but also open to peer review, because that again can cause around if you're struggling to find peer reviewers. And we have the expertise here. So I think let's support the journal. I think also Coecsa working with eye period, try and look at this. So you're saying there are opportunities in Coecsa.
Thank you very much. Do you have the second question?
Well, that's reminds me that the Nigeria. We've talked about a tradition of doing research, and I think it's a mental attitude of most of us. Research is about answering questions. Every time you see a patient, there's a question that might arise. And what you need to do is check that your question has been answered. If it has not been answered, then that's a research proposal for you to try and do this. Please let us get involved. Because the only research we do it for clinical problems here, that we can solve our problems.
Thank you. The next one, yeah? Yes? Oh, sorry, Kennedy was next. Okay.
So I go first?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. My name is David Munyengo. I work for CBM. I'll start from where Christopher left by saying that research is not scientific profit. it's what we do on a daily basis. So, Prof, the question is to you. How do we change this mindset, especially among development workers who miss opportunities on operational research because they always think research is very scientific and academic and left to ophthalmologists, for example, in this case. So how do we change this mindset? Thank you.
Yeah, I think workshops like this are important. So it's good that you have this session here because it's true. Research is very intimidating for a lot of people in our region, and yeah, research is about answering the things that are puzzling you, and like I said, that is the most fruitful research to do. And sometimes it's about how your program is designed. Why aren't things working well? Why are patients taking too long to go through the clinic? And that's something that puzzles me about our residents' clinic. I have so many residents, but it takes so long to close the clinic. I think I should tell one of them to investigate what's going on there. But it's exactly that. If you think of research as this thing that I'm not understanding in my clinical setting, as you say, what is the answer to it? Yeah. And when I went to do my PhD, I was going back to the same institution, and I had actually been awarded the PhD to continue the prison study. And I said, absolutely not. I'm tired of prisons. I'm not going to do a PhD in prison. And now I have other dilemmas. And at that time, my dilemma was, I'm working in this clinic. I have excellent OCOs working in my clinic. So when they see patients, they clear most of the patients. And what they send to me is always retina. And I went to school at a time when a lot of these retinal conditions were told, it's not a problem in Africa. It's not a problem in Africa. We call everything a macular scar. Yeah. So now I'm confronted in a clinical situation where every patient I see is retina, because that's what they can't deal with. And for me, my question was, what are all these things I'm seeing in this retina? For example, I thought this is AMD, but I was told there's no AMD in Africans. So what is this? And so that was exactly my research project. I said, you've given me a scholarship to do a research in prison. I don't want to do that. But I do have this other question. What are these conditions presenting in retinas in Africa? Are they presenting the same way as they are in the textbooks? And what do I do with them? And that's what I studied. So I think that's how we can change the mindset. Answer your own questions and your own dilemmas. Yeah. Thank you.
Very good session, thank you. Lots of very good points made. I want to just make an additional point, which is around the concept of clinical or continuous quality improvement. So these are activities that anybody and everybody can do in their own clinic, working with their own multidisciplinary team, where you don't need to have funding, you don't need to actually have ethical committee, but you're doing basically exactly the same steps. You're doing a situation baseline analysis, deciding what the problem is that you want to solve, working as a team to identify some specific interventions. You then work out what data you want to capture. You then capture that activity with time. You try and change the clinical pathway, the waiting times, whatever it might be in the operating theatre. You then analyse the results, and you continue to do these plan, do, study, PDSA cycles. Everybody and anybody can do that. And I think that as someone who works from an NGO, if someone came forward and wanted to do a research program, if they'd already demonstrated that they understood the basic principles of research through having done 2 or 3 plan, do, study cycles, I would be much more inclined to go, this person is now ready to be supported and encouraged and explored to do full research programs, which are very intensive, they're very time-taking, they do cost money, and it's not possible for everybody to do a research program in their career. It's really very difficult, it's a big commitment, whereas plan, do, study, cycles, qualitative improvement activities are very practicable, doable, don't cost money, and they can be done tomorrow. Just additional comment.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Dr. Anthony Kiliwani. I'm a site savers. The need for evidence in Eyecare is overwhelming. For us, this data is important to persuade, first of all, donors, persuade governments. Often when we go for resources, governments put Eyecare to the bottom of the list because they are saying nobody's done it for me. If you go by prevalence of blindness, it's a bit scary. But the idea Professor is bringing of ocular mobility actually gives a bigger proportion of the problem within the country. When Vision 2020 came, donors were giving money. But you will come to know from Site Savers, CBN, and other colleagues working in Eyecare, these days funding is rare because the things Eyecare is to search evidence that they can hear this case. So I thank the panelists, I thank the idea that ophthalmology to do research so that we become relevant. Because if government don't support Eyecare, then we work on Eyecare. Now, the aspects of executive training, we talked about RAP. Recently we were doing RAP, we couldn't find a trainer within the country. Why are you ambitious to become WHO certified RAP trainers? So my challenge is the community here and also the partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. We sort of run out of time here. I know there is lots of interest and a lot of questions. Just mark the faces in front of you and you can accost them and give you permission during lunch break and tea break, and they can answer the rest of your questions. I think that's a hint that we need to leave the stage to the next presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay.